This is Pokling 888 Telemetrading Daily Market Research and Data Analysis. Here are the top 10 most active companies in the Philippine Stock Exchange in terms of volume. Solar Philippines Nueva Ecija traded 258.82 million at a price of 1.21. Next, the AC Energy Philippines with 44.15 million at a price of 10 pesos and 10 cents per share. Followed by the all-day marts with 37.98 million at a price of 58 cents per share. Next, the Metro Pacific Investment closed at a price of 3 pesos and 84 cents and traded 22.13 million. Next, the Ayala Land traded 19.42 million at a price of 33.75 per share. Next, the Mega World with 18.70 million at a price of 3.09, followed by the Dito CME Holdings with 16.18 million at a price of 5.06. Next, the Monde Nissin closed at a price of 16 and traded 13.24 million. Next, the RFM traded 10.90 million at a price of 4 pesos and 65 cents per share. Lastly, the DMCI with 10.48 million at a price of 7 pesos and 99 cents per share. And here are the notable gainers, led by the Anchor Land with 16.52% at a price of 6.42 per share, followed by the Oriental Petrol B with notable gains of 10% at a price of 0.011 per share. Next, the Mark Ventures with 9.92% increase at a price of 1.33 per share. Next, the Forum Pacific with notable gains of 9.43% at a price of 0.29. Followed by the Liberty Flour Mills with 6.07% at a price of 28.85 per share. Next, the Semirara Mining with notable gains of 5.75% at a price of 23.90 per share. Then the Araneta Properties with gains of 5.15% at a price of 1.02 per share. Also, the Alliance Foods with 5.08% at a price of 62 cents per share. Next, the Philippine 7 with 4.55% at a price of 92 per share. Finally, the Philippine Infradev with 4.35% at a price of 1.2 per share. And here are the notable losers, led by the ATN Holdings B with losses of 23.08% at a price of 0.4. Next, the Paxis with 22.38% losses at a price of 1.63 per share, followed by the iRemit with 14.89% at a price of 0.8 per share. Next, the Philippine Business Bank closed at a price of 9 pesos per share and with losses of 10%. Then the Solar Philippines Nueva Ecija lost 6.92% at a price of 1.21. Also, the Century Peak Holdings losses of 6.78% at a price of 2.75. Next, the Kepwealth Property with losses of 6.67 per share, 67% at a price of 2 pesos and 80 cents per share. Next, the Union Bank lost 5.96% at a price of 93 pesos and 10 cents. Next, the Manila Bulletin with losses of 5.68% at a price of 415 cents per share. And the United Paragon Mining with losses of 5.56% at a price of 0.068 cents per share. And this is the latest on Forex. For US dollar, the dollar index inched up above 96.2 on Wednesday, while the offshore yuan was steady around 6.37 per US dollar. Then the Australian dollar held above 0.72 US dollar. Then the Japanese yen traded around 116 per US dollar. And the New Zealand dollar hovered around 0.68 US dollar. And here are the updates on commodities. For gold price, the gold steadied around 1,815 US dollars an ounce, while the crude oil future stabilized above 76.5 US dollars per barrel. And the Brent crude futures were little changed near 80 US dollars per barrel. And here are the stock market updates. In US, the US futures paired some of the early losses to trade around the flat line on Wednesday. While in New Zealand, the NZX50 index jumped 0.89% to close at 13,150 on Wednesday. Gains in the market were led by the Fisher and Paykel with 1.2%, Abbas Group with 3.1%, Oakland International with 2.3%, Ryman Healthcare with 1.2%, Infratil with 3.8%, and Mercury NZ with 3.3% among others. In United Kingdom, the FTSE 100 was little changed around near 2-year highs on Wednesday. While in China, the Shanghai Composite fell 1.02% to close at 3,595, while the tech-heavy Shenzhen Component dropped 1.8% to 14,526 on Wednesday, extending the previous day's losses as investors rotated out of richly valued growth stocks amid interest rate and regulatory risk. Growth names in the new energy, technology, and biotech sectors led the declines, with losses from BYD Company 6.5%, Contemporary Amper with 3.8% losses, Yankee Lithium with 4.6%, East Money with 2.2%, Luxshare Precision with 5.5%, Beijing Tongren with 2.1% losses, and Andon Health with 10%. Meanwhile, China Mobile was flat in its Shanghai debut after the company raised 7.64 billion US dollars in China's biggest public share offering in a decade. In France, the FR40 increased 165 points or 2.30% since the beginning of 2022. While in Italy, the FTSE MIB advanced 0.3% to hover around 28,060 on Wednesday, the highest in 13 years. In South Africa, the FTSE or JSE All-Share Index was down 0.2% to around 74,890 on Wednesday. In Japan, the Nikkei 225 index inched up 0.1% to close at 29,332, while the broader topics index gained 0.45% to 2,039 on Wednesday. Reopening place lifted the market with gains from Kawasaki Kisen 3%, Sony Group 3.7%, Toyota 2.5%, Mitsubishi UFJ 2.6%, Hitachi 3.6%, and Japan Post 3.2% among others. In Europe, European stock futures were muted on Wednesday. And this is Emmy from Philippines reporting. Thank you.